The racing game situation is actually quite crazy right now. How are y'all doing? Jack here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. As always, I know I have not uploaded a main channel video in over a month. That is coming, so stay tuned for that. This is the Slop channel, basically, and today we're going to be talking about racing games. And I just want to start off, before we get to the bad, I just want to start off with the good, and that is Assetto Corsa Rally. Now, because of work obligations, I haven't been able to play all these games yet, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard, Assetto Corsa Rally looks fantastic and basically brings sim racing and sim rally racing to a brand new level. It raises the bar for sim racing and sim rally. And from what I'm hoping and what I think this game will be, knowing Assetto Corsa, it's still a little lackluster in content right now, but what's there is really fucking good. And from here on out, I have a feeling you're going to see a bunch of modding, you're going to see all these new tracks and everything. It's going to be a fun game to keep coming back to over the next couple of years. And speaking of Assetto Corsa, we also have Assetto Corsa Evo, which came out to a very lukewarm reception. But I am keeping my eye on Assetto Corsa Evo, and they have just released their new 0.4 update, I believe. It's the 0.4 update. A bunch of new fixes to the game, and it adds the daily racing area. So it makes it a lot easier to jump into PvP racing and race some people on PvP. Adds the new BMW, adds the E46. We're fact-checking ourselves live here. We're being fact-checked by real racing game patriots such as myself. Comes with a bunch of new cars like the E46, you got the BMW M8, Ferrari Daytona SP3, and many more cars. You get 5 new tracks as well. The Nürburgring, Nordschleife, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, Outen Park, and Autodrome, Monza. I'm not going to say the entire name because I know I'm going to fuck it up. Assetto Corsa Evo, very lukewarm right now, but it's going to eventually, I believe, just like Assetto Corsa 1, Assetto Corsa Competizione, and Rally, it's going to become a good game over time. So the next couple years, we'll be hopping on that game quite a bit. So now we got the good out of the way. If you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And an honorable mention to the new badge update for Le Mans Ultimate. I love Le Mans Ultimate, and this new update is supposed to promote better clean racing. If you get, it gives you good badges. If you're a clean racer, lets people know around you that you are a clean racer. But if you're a dirty racer, you get plagued with a bad badge, and you get set into different bad driver lobbies. Much needed change, so I'm really excited to try out that update soon. Now, let's move on to the bad. Rennsport sucks ass. I don't know what it is. You are very spoiled for choice when it comes to sim racing. You've got Assetto Corsa, you've got iRacing, the big one. You've got Le Mans Ultimate, you've got rFactor 2, you've got BeamNG if you want to go all the way out there with like physics and just like goofing around. You've got Race Room, you've got Live for Speed, you've got Automobilista 2, fantastic game. If you're looking for a good single player experience for sim racing, Automobilista 2 is fantastic. Basically Project Cars 3. And I know people are going to be upset at me for saying that, but why there's nothing in Rennsport that makes like that? There's nothing unique. There's no unique selling point for Rennsport. Microtransaction filled mess. With so many other good games out right now, there's no reason to play this, so I don't know what they're doing. And now this is the biggest disappointment of all, and that's Project Motor Racing. I wanted to talk about this for a bit. This is another EMBL masterclass. PMR. So PMR was supposed to be a sim racing game focused on retro racing, on, historic cars. It wasn't necessarily going to focus on what is currently like popular in racing or what type of series are currently being run. It has some of that. It has GT3 cars. It has the hypercars from IMSA and WEC, but it had a big focus on like a career mode, like a proper structured career mode, and having legacy cars, like cars from like 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, And that's actually what really made me kind of excited for the game. Was that aspect, that single player progression aspect. Because single player progression is not necessarily something you're going to find in a lot of sim racing games. And when you do find single player in sim racing, it's usually last minute. It's not as fleshed out as, say, like a Need for Speed or a Forza. So having a game like PMR, I remember the career mode from Project Cars 1 and 2, and I actually got quite excited. Ian Bell, despite him being the lead director, I was still excited for this game, despite knowing Ian Bell's reputation. Ian Bell has a pretty bad reputation of saying one thing, promising one thing, and then not fully delivering. And that's me being diplomatic. So PMR comes out. And it doesn't even come out. Reviewers get to play the game early. Before the game even comes out, people are like, stay away from this game. It sucks. Don't buy it. So that's a good start, you know, just seeing how the game runs like shit, looks like shit. The game just overall looks very half-baked. Unfortunately for me, you know, I held off my money. I didn't get a code, so I held off on my money, and I'm glad that I didn't spend the $70 on this game. And it's a really damn shame because I wanted this game to be very good. I wanted a good sim racing game that had a proper career mode, and this looked like it was going to be it, but ZM Bell, and it's just very half-baked. A lot of the physics for the cars just don't make sense, and the game itself just is very underwhelming. And unfortunately, the studio behind PMR is laying off a bunch of people, which is just a damn shame. This game clearly didn't sell well. It isn't reviewing well, so I don't really see a good future for this game, unfortunately. And speaking of layoffs, we are going to be talking about Recreation. Now, Recreation is a racing game from Three Fields Entertainment, the people who are behind Dangerous Driving, Dangerous Golf, the ex-developers from Burnout. And I've enjoyed their games in the past. I wasn't really super excited for Recreation. It looked more kind of like a game where you kind of had to make your own fun. That's just what I got judging from it. So I held off on buying it, and I wanted to see what the reviews were. And you can tell that Three Fields put in a lot of dedication to this game. They put a lot of their heart and soul into this game. It's just unfortunate that this game didn't launch in the best state. The game itself is fine. The physics are a little stiff. The physics aren't complete. It's one of those games that it's probably a lot of fun with friends, but the world is very empty until you build it up. And then it actually is a cool feature of the game where you just build up the world throughout your play session. But it just seems very empty, very determined on making your own fun. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the game sold as well because they're also having to lay people off. They came out with a statement saying how they had to make their entire team redundant. THQ Nordic is not giving them any post-launch support, which is just a damn shame. And there really might not be a future for this game either. So just a lot of stuff going on in the racing game space right now. The racing game situation is crazy. What do you think about this whole... in the past couple months, we've gotten a ton of releases for racing games that just kind of flew under the radar for me because I've just been so busy. Now, thankfully, you know, it's the winter time. My job, my line of work is kind of slowing down for the end of the year, going into the winter. So hopefully I'll have more time to kind of focus on some of these. I'm really excited for the future of Assetto Corsa. I hope PMR can turn it around, and I hope that there is a future for Recreation. What do you think about the whole situation? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section down below. That's it for me tonight. I'll see you later. Have a good night, everybody.